Hi everyone, this is Anna and welcome back to Anna's Take with the Twist. Today we are at Word on the Street 2025. This is Word on the Street Part 2 2025 and I am going to be interviewing some Canadian authors. Just so you know, Word on the Street is Canada's largest book and magazine festival and I'm really excited. So our first author is literally steps away and her name is Meg Lush. Yes, I know. Okay, I'm very excited, so let's head over. And so, like I said, first author is Meg Lush. And Meg, tell us everything we need to know about you, your books, and anything else you want to share with us.
So this is my first novel.
Okay.
It's called Two for the Love of One. It's a sexy, open-door, spicy novel in the dark romance genre. It's a story about a young woman, Katerina, and it's written in her point of view as well as her love interest point of view, which is Ben. And Ben is a young woman on the verge of trying to find herself. She's in social work and she feels like she has to find herself and really live a little before she can give back to her community. So she goes to New York City to take it on her own and find out what those limitations, what those boundaries look like, help her grow as an individual. When she goes there, Ben, who's a native New Yorker, is book boyfriend personified. He's charming, good looking, just everything that you want a book boyfriend to be, and his interest is in Katerina. He picks her out of a crowd and they embark on this explorative weekend of getting to know each other, the flirtation, the dynamic of getting to know each other, all the emotions that go along with that. It's a fast friends to lovers relationship where Katerina was really the one who dictates that control of that dynamic. So as she becomes more confident in herself, that turns into Ben's attraction to her, and it turns into a sexual relationship. It's very explicit. The scenes are beautiful, very emotional, very passionate. The unfortunate problem, though, is that Ben has not been fully true to himself or to herself and who he really is. So he's got some mental health issues and he's got some traumas and some family dramas and stuff like that. So as he starts to unravel and those realities start to come to light, Katerina finds herself tethered to a man she's fallen for, who she can't be sure if she can maintain that relationship with him without losing herself in the process, and vice versa. Ben's now in love with the woman that he has to be strong for, and maybe he's not able to do that. So it's the dynamic and the emotional feelings of that process of being in love, the passion, the sex, the arguing, the fighting, and the possibility that they might not work out, and how are they going to navigate that together in the end to make it work.
Wow, I'm really impressed by that.
Thank you.
And so I'm just curious, so why did you begin writing?
So I started writing because I found myself at my own crossroads. I didn't know who I was. I was in my 40s. My children were grown. My life was changing. I have a medical condition. I wasn't going back to work. And I just found myself putting pen to paper. So I kind of live a little vicariously through Katerina. There's a lot of myself in both my characters, Katerina and Ben, both in their emotional traumas. So it's a very cathartic process for me. I just started writing pen to paper, and the next thing I knew, I had a 120,000 word manuscript. And then I just started slowly figuring out the industry. I tried to submit it to a couple of publishing houses. I looked at self-publishing, and I was lucky enough to find a local editor through complete chance,
right.
And she took the book on to help me self-publish it on Amazon.
Okay.
And when she took a look at the book and she started reading it, she pinpointed some of the things that I knew were wrong with the book that I needed to kind of shift around.
Right.
And we started working together, and Two for the Love of One was born.
Wow, well, Congratulations.
Thank you.
So once again, can we just see the book again?
Yeah.
So there it is. It's Two for the Love of One, and it's by Meg Lush.
Meg Lush, available on Amazon.
Okay.
And Kindle.
And do you have a website, Meg?
I do not, but you can follow me on Instagram at Meg Lush Writes, and my LinkedIn tree, or my link tree, is there as well. So you have access to my book and all of my podcasts and anything there is to do about me and my life as an author.
Did you say podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I've done a couple before. I think they're on there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And so you said everything is on your Instagram.
Everything's on my Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to take another one of your
You can
bookmarks
take.
again. Yes, okay.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate that.
Thank you so
much,
much.
Meg.
It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Thank
too.
you for that.
So just here from the back of Meg's book, she's a naive, small-town girl finding her place in the world. He is a jaded, big city boy hiding from his demons. They can't control their electrifying desire. Is her love strong enough to withstand the truth, or will she lose herself in its reality? I don't know, Meg. That's a fabulous back cover.
Awesome.
I'm
Thank
very
you.
excited for you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, and so now our second author is Jason Shannon, and he's going to tell us all about the books that he's written, which is more than one. I'm really, really impressed by this. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so here is Jason. Jason Shannon, tell us anything that we need to know about you and your books.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. My name is Jason Shannon. I'm one of the authors here at Word on the Street, and I write predominantly science fiction and fantasy. And my newest book is steampunk alt history. So it takes place in Tibet in the 1940s, based upon two real people from history that I am writing into a very fictionalized steampunk type setting. I have 7 books out.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 12 years. I like to travel around to all these local festivals in Ontario. And I kind of write everything from fast-paced action thriller to more epic world-building, fantasy-esque stuff, and now steampunk.
So what is your first book?
My first book is The Zimmer Insurgency, and this is sort of fast-paced action thriller in a sci-fi world. Premise is that all of North America is dominated by like an authoritarian government, and a former political prisoner who was jailed for political crimes has now escaped and is plotting her revenge.
Okay, and you have like this collection here, this box set? What is this?
This was my second book, so The Hounds of Horigin.
And so the Hounds of Horigin. So Horigin is your...
So it's my second book. It's also my my handle on Instagram, Facebook, X, Blue Sky. It's Horigin's Hounds. So Horigin with an S, Hounds. The premise here is this is sort of a 1,200-page epic, post-apocalyptic, veering into fantasy with some shamanic prophecy. And the idea is Mongol Empire comes again in our future. We're plunged back into the Dark Ages. We're riding horses using bow and arrows. And now it's one world empire with political assassinations going on and a shamanic prophecy that you're not sure is real or not.
Almost sounds like reality in some parts of that.
People have told me I should write more uplifting stuff because a lot of what I write winds up veering into the truth a few years later.
Well, okay, and this one here, what is this? What is the Moon Panther? Tell us about that.
The Moon Panther is actually prequel novellas that are set in the same world as the Hounds of Horigin. So these take minor characters whose stories are referenced in the larger book, and I get to explore their stories here. You do not need to read this to read that, or that to read this. This is designed to rope you into the world, so that if you don't want to tackle something that's 1,200 pages, you can start here. You get some nice, fun stories. There's like a femme fatale assassin who has to take out a corrupt official at a royal gala. There's a bandit kingpin out in the Australian desert. Kind of a Mad Max feel to it.
Okay, great. And so you're available on audiobook, okay? And you said you have ebooks.
I have ebooks for everything. I have audiobooks for 5 or 6 of them at this point, which are available not just Audible, but everywhere audiobooks are sold, including my website store, which I would highly recommend everyone to check out.
And what is your website store address?
So the website itself is jasonmshannon.com, and then /store for the store part.
Okay, great. And so how many years have you been coming to Word on the Street? 'Cause I don't remember seeing you last year. Did I miss you last year?
I was here last year. I have done it 5 or 6 years now. I think I missed a few. I know COVID screwed everything up. There's a few years I didn't get in, but I've tried to do it for the past 5 or 6 years or so.
Great, thank you so much. So just before we leave, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
I just encourage everyone to go to my website, check my stuff out. I am on all social media at Horigin's Hounds. I also have a podcast, which is just my name. You can go to Spotify, Audible, Google Play. There's a number of other places. Look my name up. or also go to my website. There should be a link there. And I have sample chapters, I have free short stories, and I have interviews with other indie authors on my podcast. So you can get a sampling of my work there.
And that's Jason M. Shannon.
JasonMShannon.com for the website, or just Jason Shannon in your Spotify search.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now we're going to go and we're going to interview Bridget L. Rose. And if anyone remembers from last year, I spoke to Bridget last year because I'm very much into Formula One, and Bridget likes to write about Formula One, and she's written a lot of new books. I'll let her explain everything, and here's Bridget. Okay, so Bridget, you've told me that you've written how many new books from last year 2024, Word on the Street?
About 8.
About 8 new books.
Yes.
Okay, and so what is the first book that you've written?
The first one that I wrote after Word on the Street was Diffuse, which is the second part to Reserved.
Right. Okay. Yes.
It's,
Yes.
my Formula One Forbidden Love F1 driver and journalist one. Afterwards, I wrote this one. which
And that one's
is
To Pluto and Back?
It's a cowboy romance. It's completely different in my career. I've never done this before, so I was very excited for it. Then I wrote Straight to the Chapel, which is my F1 Marriage of Convenience, Single Mom, Single Dad. So that came out in February, and then I brought out a novella for characters that already had their own book, just so we could have a little bit more. And then I just released my first ever tennis romance. It's fake dating, enemies to lovers. Yeah, it was a lot.
Sorry, what is this one called? This one's called
A follow through and faking.
A Follow Through and Faking. Sorry, you can see my camera there. Okay, A Follow Through and Faking. Yes.
Yeah, it was my first ever tennis romance, and then I have written my first ever F1 MM romance that's going to come out in December, hopefully.
So what is an MM romance?
MM romance is men, like two men.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's Men Love Men. And then I wrote my first ever sapphic romance, which is two women, and it's
What is that called? With two women, it's called what kind of
sapphic.
romance?
Sapphic.
Sapphic?
Sapphic. SAPPHIC. Sapphic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this stuff. See, this is what happens when you go out and you learn a lot of stuff. Okay, wow. So what made you write those two books? The MM and the Sapphic.
So the MM mostly because I wrote a gay character in my book, and I really wanted to give him a story of his own as well. And I'm queer myself, and I'm pan, so the Sapphic one also kind of just came into that because I love writing about queer characters. I love empowering queer characters, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm working on something secret as well now, but I haven't told anyone yet.
So I guess it's top secret if you haven't told anyone.
It's top
Okay.
secret.
Okay, and so let's just go over. So Straight to the Chapel. Oh, this is not good. Here, hold on a minute. So Diffuse, and then Reserved, and Chase, and Rush, Inside of a Rainbow, The Last Championship, Jumpstart. You know what? Here. I need to take a photo of this after. I need to insert this. Here's your price list of all your novellas and all your different books.
I also have it here. That's easier.
Okay,
The
okay.
individual, and then this is the bundles.
So here we have the price list. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo of this and I'm going to insert it so people can see it. And where can we find all of your information again, Bridget?
So you can find everything on my Instagram, which is bridgetl.rose, or you can go to my website, which is bridgetlrose.com, or you can find me on Amazon. You can just type in Bridget L. Rose and my books should all pop up there.
Okay, and do you have audiobooks or
For now, just
the actual physical
just
books?
Physical and ebook, but I'm working on audiobooks as well.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we are over here at Backyard Buddies. So something for the kids if anyone's interested, because nature is very, very important. And I really enjoy this trio. So let's get to meet them. Just 1 second. Okay, so who are Backyard Buddies?
Oh, Backyard Buddies, I'm Alan,
Okay,
and I'm one of the co-writers.
yeah, and
I'm Gloria Loris. I'm one of the co-writers as well.
and
I'm Sarah Waronchak, and I'm the main illustrator.
the main illustrator.
Well, I am
The
the illustrator.
I was going to say, I thought
am
you,
the illustrator.
I thought you were the illustrator. Yes. Okay. So, what do I need to know? What does everyone need to know about Backyard Buddies? It's all about nature. You guys are local authors. You're available at Urban Nature Stores.
Correct.
Over here, 10% off, $10 off. So how did you start working on Backyard Buddies?
It was a COVID project, and
COVID, yes.
in my backyard, we saw a chipmunk with half a tail, and we felt really sorry for the little guy, and started talking. I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
To this little fella, and how could it have happened, and what happens if he was friends or not with other creatures. So we just, Alan and I, we're retired educators, government analysts, and so forth, friends, and we started writing ideas. And neither of us had written anything like this for kids.
Right.
We were more technical policy people. So we had fun with it. And our first story about Chippy, the half-tailed chipmunk, was published online in an e-zine. And that encouraged us to think of other stories, and it sort of went from there. And then over time, we were lucky to find Sarah.
Okay,
online.
and Sarah's the main illustrator.
Yes.
So she's the only illustrator.
Yeah. Thanks to the wonderful internet, we were able to connect, and they found my artwork online, and we actually lived quite close. I lived in Ottawa, and Gloria lived in Ottawa at the time.
You guys all live in Ottawa?
When we started this project, yes. I've been here in Toronto for a year.
Okay.
But my co-writer and illustrator are still in Ottawa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So what is the first book?
The first book would be The Backyard Buddies. It is a series of 3 stories about a bad venture.
Okay, so Gloria, I'm sorry about that. I had a little cough. I didn't want to cough into the camera. I didn't want to ruin Gloria telling us everything that we need to know about the Backyard Buddies. Let the bad adventures begin.
Yes.
So, that's the first book.
Correct. And it's 3 short stories about how they kind of get together and have a bad adventure is a bad venture is a bad adventure that turns out all right in the end, normally.
Right, right.
So these are just some activities that they do. For instance, one of the friends has a birthday party. He's never had one. He's Dash the Red Squirrel, and he wants to invite everybody. But Chippy says, well, you want to invite other animals you don't know, and sometimes they don't get along. He says, sure, why not? And so there's a bit of pandemonium, but it works out in the end. But I won't spoil the story. The first story in this book of 3, we now have created a graphic novel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's full color illustrations, and it's the first story.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Thanks, Sarah. So you took 3 stories out of. So there's 3 stories in the first book.
Correct. And
And-
we just have Sarah's illustration in black and white peppered throughout.
Right.
But this is a fully illustrated work in color.
That's amazing. Hey, where's my nuts? I like that. Well, no, because nature is really, really important. I have a friend. His name is Jerry. He's like my movie buddy, and Jerry spends a lot of time feeding the squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what what drew me to you guys. Yeah.
Perfect. Alan,
Yeah.
maybe you can talk about the third book.
Yeah. What's the third book?
So this book is about an invasive plant species comes to the neighborhood and starts to,
Invaders make a bad neighbor.
invaders make bad neighbors.
Invaders make bad neighbors. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the invader is obviously a plant species, and it causes a number of problems in the neighborhood.
Right.
The big debate is, what do we do with the plant? Some of the animals think that the plant has its own consciousness
Right.
and that it should be kept, even though it doesn't work well with the other ones.
Okay.
Excuse me. And in the end, no, I can't tell you the end, because
in the end, yeah.
then nobody will find it. But there is a big debate going on, and there's a number of friendships. I mean, the big deal here is that people can get along better, animals get along better if they cooperate.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
as opposed to being competitive and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like a very friendly book about animals becoming friends with each other
Right.
and living better.
Okay.
Kind of like people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
so
so
you
much.
guys have a website or where?
We
So, okay. So here, so I'll put all of this information. There's a QR code on the back, right?
Yes.
Put that onto the end of in the description there, so everyone will be able to reach you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Alan, Gloria, and of course Sarah, the main illustrator, who's really the full-time illustrator. Okay, but Sarah, you said that you found that they found you on Instagram.
Yeah, well, they found my portfolio. I had
Okay.
all my artwork displayed a couple years ago on this website.
Yeah.
And they were able to reach out to me. I think I had like Canadian illustrator in my bio, so that might have been how they reached out to me. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Okay, so this video is running a little bit longer than I thought, so we're actually going to have a part 3. So for the last interview we're going to do today is Giannis, and he's going to tell us about his book. Just one sec. Here we are.
My name is Yanis Furar. I am the author of The Rising Claw. It's my novella. It's been published in 2022 by Friesen Press. I'm here, the word on the street, trying to promote it and get more access and share the story that I wrote for everyone that I can find. I have a fundraiser that I'm doing for kids' novels called Animalosa. You can find it on Kickstarter. It's called Animalosa. It's about kids starting from the letter of A all the way to Z, starting with alligator all the way to zebra. And these are going to be both in French and English. And you can pledge amounts on the website, and whatever you can donate we'll accept. There's a lot of different packages that we have. Anyway, this is the book. It's called The Rising Claw. Here's the back. It talks about 17th century, the British Empire is taking over the world, and they're trying to hide the truth of supernatural forces and the existence of vampires, werewolves, witches, firebending, telekinesis. And today they won because all those things are fiction and fantasy, and we don't believe that those things are real. On the side, I travel a lot. I'm kind of an explorer. I try to create stories and find interesting aspects of life where I can find historical evidence of past traditions and whatever whatever I can find on historical concepts. That's pretty much it.
And so tell me a little bit about your book.
So the book takes place in 17th century Europe. It starts with one of the main characters being John Crossing, and he is stuck in a jail cell, and his team comes for him, his guild. Guild is a bunch of people that fight for the same cause, and they get him out of the jail, and then they go in a little town called Alsace-Lorraine, which is exactly the picture of this book.
Okay.
And this is where the city takes place. It's a little region in France. I've actually been there in person.
Okay.
It's gorgeous and beautiful. So this is where they live, and they document their files. They want to make sure that history doesn't erase itself, so they keep documentation. And then on the other side, the vampires are the opposite. They're trying to erase history, and they're working with the British Empire to get rid of all that stuff. And then there's the Illuminati involved as well,
Wow.
which are the ones who are gathering all the historical evidence to keep for themselves, so that people in the world in the future where we are today don't know about, so that they can keep a safe world and not have people go crazy or anything like that.
So you said to me earlier that
Yes.
this is going to be a trilogy, so 3
That's
books.
right.
Okay, so right now the Rising
So-
Claw is the first book,
Right.
And then when
next-
will we get to the continuation of the story? The story of John Cross will continue in Volume 2. So when will that happen?
So volume 2 will happen in about a year or two. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on the trilogy together at the same time. So I'm
Okay.
doing the sequel and the third one at the same time. The second one takes place in Egyptian time. It's also the story of the first Dracula. So Dracula is actually going to be in the sequel. This is the prequel of it. And there's a character that everybody knows by, I don't know if you know of him, Van Helsing. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
He was a doctor, and he's in this book as well. I kind of ruined it. Sorry, spoiler alert. So Dracula's in the sequel, and then they find a lady named Eve, just like Adam and Eve. They're both in this as well.
Okay.
They're searching for each other. They came down from heaven to find each other, and then when they meet, it creates eternal nirvana for everyone, but they haven't met yet, and they're looking for each other. It's a really cool love story. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of passion, there's brotherhood, betrayal, family. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the second one is going to be in the past, and they travel to the past in Egyptian time, trying to find the first Dracula, the first werewolf, which was Anubis, which is the god of death.
Okay.
And then the third one takes place in 2077, which is going to be the next World War, which is probably going to be World War V or World War IV. We don't know the name yet because we don't know how far it's going to go. But this one's called The Warrior from the Time Continuum Dimension.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
So once
Anna.
again, the book is called The Rising Claw, and your name again is...
Yanis Fourard.
Okay. To say once again is that this is the end of part 2. So I'm going to do part 3. Now, part 3 is 2 organizations, and I was actually going to see if I could put them into this video, but this video now is getting close to 29 minutes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make that into a part 3. There's this one individual who I'm really, really interested in the work that they do, and an organization. So thanks again for watching Anna's Take with the Twist. If you like today's video, of course, you can always like the video. I'm going to leave all the information for all the authors below in the description. And I really encourage everyone to shop Canadian, buy Canadian. These are Canadian authors. And I hope everyone really liked today's video. Of course, like the video if you like the video. And you can always leave a comment, and of course you can always subscribe. Thanks again for watching Anna's Take with the Twist, and that's a wrap.